Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ पार्थाय प्रतिबोधितां भगवता नारायणेन स्वयं व्यासेन ग्रथितां पुराणमुनिना मध्ये महाभारतम् अद्वैतामृतवर्षिणीं भगवतीम् अष्टादशाध्यायिनीम् अम्ब त्वामनुसन्तदामि भगवद्गीते भवद्वेषिणीम्। यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनो यस्यान्तं न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः देवाय तस्मै नमः। Verse 15. Might be able to hear this too. Anudvekakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyayabhyasanam chaiva vangmayam tapa uchyate. We saw this, what is the discipline of the mind. Before that, Bhagavan Krishna said how to take care of the bodily vikritis. The word prakriti is known as nature. Vikriti is weirdness. If somebody is acting normally, is a behavior I say. But if it is abnormal, then it is vikriti. April you get snow in Southern California. It's called vikriti. If it rains during the time when it is rainy season, it is prakriti. Weird. You don't say weird. So, vikriti of the body is what we suffer. Prakriti of the body we don't really suffer. When you eat the food, when it is digested, that is prakriti. When you don't digest, then it is weird. Why am I not? It's abnormal. If you are spouse, why don't say husband or wife? Unnecessarily getting angry, prakriti. Then in spite of you scolding, he doesn't respond. Vikriti. Something wrong with this person. Your teenager doesn't listen, prakriti. If he is very carefully listening to whatever you say, that is Vikriti. The Samskriti is refinement. So this very set of words that Bhagavan is giving is for Samskriti. To refine ourselves in such a way, even the prakriti can be overcome. Prakriti of the body will be there, but body is cannot act on its own without the help of the mind, and whatever it does on its own, you cannot stop it also. Breathing, you can stop, but you will not be there to stop any further. When you eat the food, it digests. That is prakriti. And you are not doing that. Where the mind is involved, yet you are not able to control, then it is called indiscipline, undisciplined. The Samskriti is where the grosser aspect of our personality brought under control of the subtle aspect of our personality. The body is the grossest of our being, our outermost layer. Unfortunately, that's what others see. Whatever we do, others see. Whatever think, others don't see. You don't see what I'm thinking, I can't. Whatever you do, only I can see. Because physical body is what is known to others. So the gross body, whatever is what we are, it must be brought under the control or discipline of the subtle aspect. That process is called Samskriti. That's why Bhagavan Krishna earlier says, Tasmatvam indriyani ado niyamya baradarshava papmanam prajakikyenam jnana vijnana nashanam. First to begin with, start with the discipline of the body. Because indriyani paranyatu indriyebhya param manaha manasastu parabuddhi buddhiratma mahan paraha. So, sense organs which constitute the body, if it is not under the control of the mind, then it will start behaving on its own. Vikriti. It is like in Kathopanishad, it said, if the horses are yoked to the chariot and each one is going in their own direction, then in what journey you will have? In the same way, if the senses which constitute the body are not brought under the discipline of the mind, then forget about it. Your life will be as per whatever happens. There is no direction. So therefore he says, Deva Dvija Guru Prajna Pujanam Shaucham Arjavam Swa. Then he said, Brahmacharyam Ahimsa Cha Shariram Tapa Uchyate. The discipline of the body must be maintained by attention of the mind. If my mind is going according to the body, that's what happens when we see rasagullas in front of us. Body wants it, as though it's actually mind's weakness. The taste is only, at the level of the tongue. So we give importance to the taste of the tongue than the health of the body. So the mind needs to be attentively engaging in making sure the body is under vigil. Deva Dvija Guru Prajna Pujanam. So pujanam is not necessarily for glorifying someone, but bringing the body to certain discipline. Now you're all sitting there. You can also dance out of sheer respect for the place you're sitting down, right? The mind is only saying, hey, don't sit down. If there is a child there, 3-year-old, 2-year-old, why? Because the mind is not acting on the body. It doesn't have that awareness that I should not do this in this place. I should not disturb others. That is not there. And as you as a parent, you say, hey, sit down. You are not supposed to do it. And if you don't do that also, then your mind is also in discipline. Many times when you have programs here, oh my God, the children here, they run helter-skelter all over the place. I understand the nature of the parents. No control over themselves. How do they control them? So, Deva Dvija Guru Prajna Pujanam. Shaucham, cleanliness, Arjavam, being straight, meaning physical body must be engaging in what is known to be right. Brahmacharyam, discipline of the senses, sensuousness. Ahimsa, not hurting others by physically should not hurt others. About the speech and the mind, later on it comes. These are all called Shariram Tapa Uchyate. Sharirena Kritam Tapa Uchyate. These are all called bodily disciplines. Then he said, Anudvekakaram Vakyam. Speech, about speech, not exciting speech, not causing sorrow to others. Even if you want to say something really which you cannot help but say it sweetly. Today you are looking so ugly. You're saying whatever you want to say only. Not that way, but I'm just joking there. Anudvekakaram, adukkakaram vakyam. Satyam, what you need to say must be true. Not according to your opinion. Priyam, dearly, lovingly. Hitam, usefully. You say things which does not cause sorrow, and that which is true, that which is spoken lovingly, and that should be useful. If we adopt these four, no, we will just keep quiet only. Put these four things in your tape and what you call, wherever you are. I will speak only that which does not disturb others. I speak what is true. I'll speak what is useful. I'll speak everything nicely. No politician will survive. Anudvekakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat. And how do we come to have this kind of discipline? By knowing how the great masters have conveyed their message so well, by knowing that. Swa adhyaya abhyasanam chaiva. Self-study and practice. Vangmayam tapa uchyate. See, when we are in the midst of people and we behave like them, we will never get disciplined. If you are in the company of those people who never have any such, culture of speaking, whatever comes to their mind, they go on blabbering. That is called jalpa. And so people keep the name of the child also jalpa. Jalpa means what called? Blabbering. Whatever comes to the mind. Like people keep the name Chanchal. Already it is mind. You keep the name also like that. So here, Anudvekakaram vakyam satyam priyahitam chayat swadhyaya abhyasanam chaiva. So practice of study of scriptures will give us the ability to convey the knowledge appropriately, precisely, usefully, and what is true. Pramana janitam satyam. See, what is considered as satya is what is known to be true according to the right source. You cannot say that he said that, she said that, therefore it is true. No, not because 100 people say it is true. Does it come from the right source? That's why when the newspaper also, they will say source, they will written source, so that if you don't blame me, this is the source. I said whatever is given in this source. In Vedanta Vichar, when we take up discussion on Vedanta, first thing is, what is your Praman? What is the source from which you are coming? Because you cannot argue according to your own whims. Anyway, so Satyam Priyahita Swadhyaya Abhyasanam Chaiva Vangmayam Tapa Uchyate. If only we can apply this for all the four, then we will have a greater control over what we say, and the speech being the cause of most of the problems in human relationship. When we do not know what to say, when to say, how to say, why to say, and we say whatever we want, it causes a lot of trouble, and then later on we regret, I should not have said that. I don't mean it. You have misunderstood. All sort of things. Continuing here, Bhagavan continues on, what is the discipline of the mind? It's subtle, see, from the body to speech to the mind. Mana prasada saumyatvam maunamatma vinigraha bhava samshuddhirityetat tapo manasamuchyate. Mana prasada saumyatvam maunamatma vinigraha bhava samshuddhirityetat tapo manasamuchyate. Etat tapaha manasa tapam uchyate. Tapaha uchyate. Manasam tapa uchyate. These are all considered as a discipline of the mind. First one he says prasadaha, mana prasadaha. Prasada means placidness. Placidness. Unagitated state of mind is called prasad. Not what you get after the puja. That's what we know. Prasad. So when you get anything from the altar of the Lord, when you get it, you don't need to compare with what others got it. Whatever I got is what I got. You got more than what I got. That is the prasad. What you get is what is. So don't get agitated. This is one thing. Second is, in the midst of the objects of the world, the mind is not oscillating. It is said here, Vishaya Vyakulatva Rahityam. Vishaya Vyakulatva Rahityam. Meaning, Vishaya means objects. About the objects, there should not be Vyakulata. Vyakulata means lamentation, really speaking. Don't lament over the objects. If they are there, you are not disturbed by their presence, meaning I want to enjoy and indulge. If they are not there, they are not there. The mind is constantly on this. That's why I give this now. In Tattvabodha itself it comes, Shama and Dama. अंदर से कोई बाहर ना जा सके, अंदर से कोई बाहर न जा सके, बाहर से न कोई अंदर आ सके. सोचो कहीं ऐसा हो तो क्या हो. It's a very Vedantic, Mind does not run out to the objects. Andar se koi bahar na ja sake. Mind is not going after the objects if they are not there looking for it. And when they are there, they are not disturbing you. Bahar se koi andar na aa sake. Socho. This is called Vedantic. Meaning, mind can be disturbed by the presence of the object or the absence also. Presence of the things because you are getting disturbed by, you want to indulge, etc. When they are not there, thinking about it. Both are absent, then it is called prasad. Sad means to sit. In Sanskrit, sad means to sit. Sad sidati. And when you add the prefix pra, sada, seated, prasada, prakarshena, very well seated. Prasad. So sad becomes sanna, seated. Asana means seating. Asan. Asan. Asanam. Shirasasanam. Meaning Shirasa Asanam. When you stand upside down, head is sitting on the floor. Therefore, Shirasa Asanam, Shirasasanam. Shavavat Asanam, Shavasanam. When you lie down, like a dead corpse pose. Padmasanam. When you like sit like a lotus. Anyway. So prasada is mind seated. Mind is not rising up. So first thing is practice of the mind to be quiet. Physically you may sit, but mind going all over the place. That's what happens to us. Swamiji, when I sit for meditation, mind is going all over the place. There is no point in sitting there then. Have you kept the mind quiet? So physically, when you sit down, to some extent, physical activity is not there, but the mind gets the momentum to run all over the place. The mind also needs to be quiet. And how is that possible? As I said, if the mind is being monitored, whether it is going out after things which are not present and wanting it, or the things are present around which I want to indulge and therefore mind is disturbed. Our Gurudev used to say, very often in a day, at least 10 to 15 minutes, just sit down without getting into any kind of mental occupation. And as it is said, during the practice of the puja, etc., that is exactly what is being done to the mind. Deva, Dvija, Guru, Prajna, Pujana Samaye. At the time when you are doing the practice of puja, not only physically you have to sit one place, but mind should be focused on what you are doing. One thing only. Many times when we do the puja also, we sit down. Why? You bring everything to yourself and then sit down. Because one person doing puja, 20 people are attendant. No need. Bring everything to your place and then, okay, I don't need to get up now. So the mind also is quiet. So manaprasada. Saumyatvam. Next one he says Saumyatvam. Saumya means mind has become tranquil. Now, when the mind becomes tranquil, he says Sarvaloka hiteshitvam. When your thoughts are there, it is about the welfare of all beings. Then only the mind becomes tranquil. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. Right? When we say the prayers like this, we are not saying that Sarve mama janaha bhavantu sukhinaha. Mama parivaraha. Right? Only my family be sukhi bhavati. Not that. Sarve bhavantu. Let everyone in the world. So when you are Sarva Bhuta Hita Ishitvam. Meaning, let all beings be healthy, happy. Universal prayers are for universal joy. When the mind has expanded to include, embrace everyone, the mind naturally becomes tranquil. Saumyatvam. So, manaprasada saumyatvam. When the thoughts are less, mind naturally becomes quiet. Not just physically not speaking. Maunam. Muninam bhavaha. Munehe bhavaha. Sorry. Munehe bhavaha. See, the man of contemplation is always in a deep quietude within. Mananashilavan munihi. Definition. The mind in contemplation is what is referred as muniswabhava. See, it is, if you see a huge, what do you call that, cruise, a huge cruise, just 10 floors. You see in the ocean, cruise slowly going, or anchored. If a cruise is going on the ocean or sailing on the ocean or standing, if it is say 10-story height, don't you think it is 10-story or more deep also? It cannot be 2 feet height below, 10 feet, 10-story above. Doesn't work. It's much deeper than what it is seen above. Because to balance that much of height, it must have a strong base. In the same way, the quietude of the mind requires a greater depth in thinking. Without the deep thinking, the mind cannot remain agitationless, peaceful. If at all there is any peace, because everything is going well in your life, very peaceful. Why? Everything is going as per I want. When things are going 6s and 7s, at that time, if the mind is able to remain quiet, that is possible only when there is a deeper contemplation taken place in your mind. You understood the impermanence of things. And therefore, while being in the world, when temporary changes take place, the mind is, because of its ability to understand that everything is temporary, it does not get disturbed. And this need to be reminded to our mind again and again. That deep contemplation or understanding alone can make our mind maunam. Remain still. Silence of the speech, stillness of the mind. Long time back, I wrote a book called Silent Search. It was actually a camp I had in Bombay, in actually Lokanawala somewhere. So when the organizers came to me, so Swamiji, what is the text for the camp? It was a 3 or 4 days residential camp, some 20 years back almost. So then they asked me, so what is the topic? What are you going to speak? I said, I'm not going to speak. I'm going to make you contemplate. So the whole session, all the 3 sessions per day or whatever, was on how to contemplate, how to go deep. The book is there available. Now I'm marketing. The book is there available if you want to buy it. How to search silently. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi says, Maune namajjan manasa swamula tatchaita satyatma vicharanam syat. Maune namajjan, in this silence, majjan sinking, manasa swamula charcha, with the mind looking for the root of the mind. See, if you see a tree, tall tree, the tree definitely has a firm root, well-established root. Without that, the tree cannot be so strongly standing, facing all the winds, especially Santa Ana winds. How is it possible? Strong root. What is the root of the mind? Swamula charcha eva satyatma vicharanam. So the mind that is able to go deeper and deeper and deeper can naturally maintain a reduction of thoughts, and that stillness is what is expected to be practiced in meditation, not just sitting quietly. So, mana prasada saumyatvam maunam, and therefore immediately says atma vinigraha, keeping the senses under control, including the body. Atma vinigraha also means sarva vritti vinigraha, cancelling the thoughts. As the thoughts arise, it will naturally make us either act or run behind that through the mind. Every thought that arises in your mind needs to be understood to be a potential source for action, potential seed for action. I am going to sit down quietly. The coffee will be good. Now see, that thought arises, or you smelt your wife is making coffee. So through the nose, the thought comes, creates a thought, coffee. Not necessary now. Maybe later. The moment you postpone, it will start thinking about it. Later when? 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Nahi chahiye, bas. We are not having that ability to say no to things. As soon as the thought comes, we have to do something about it. So that is a practice, where an ability to discard the thoughts, not postpone it. Because postponement means who's postponing to what? You only. After some time it will again come back. Coffee? I told you 10 minutes later. 5? No, why 10? 5? And you start looking at 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 5 minutes. Get up. Prakriti. So, here Bhagavan says, mana prasada saumyatyam maunam atma vinigraha, vritti vinigraha, dissolution of thoughts. And our mistake is that every thought that comes to our mind, we need to act on it. And we as a person of common sense, most of us, not all of us, when a thought comes, we know that at the present moment, I don't need to act on it. You feel like slapping the person next to you, let us say. Now, would you do it? Because he's smelling bad. You won't do it. Why? Common sense. You can discard the thoughts. But if somebody cannot do it, think about that person. Blah. Why are you? I think that I had a thought that I should slap you and slap. That we have that much of common sense not to act on every thought. We are capable of discarding that. If that is so, if you are able to do that, then make that as the very practice in meditation. You don't say that, oh Swamiji, after that I become thoughtless. You are already thoughtless. It is not when you stop the thoughts or dissolve the thoughts, then you will become thoughtless later on. No, don't worry about it. That will not happen. You will be able to withstand even as the thoughts are given by the world. You will not be disturbed by that, because you have got the ability to let go of it. So the ability to let go of the thoughts can come only when you have a higher purpose. See, when you're traveling from one place to another, so many inconveniences, especially when you have international travel, so many inconveniences will be there. You have to have, you have put already 2 bags in, check-in, and you have the carry-on. Some people carry-on is also like a check-in bag, huge. And then one terminal to another, you have to walk. Because the goal is what? I have to go and reach properly with all the thing I'm carrying for my cousin, sister, brother-in-law, dog, everything. You take all the inconveniences because the goal is kept in mind. In the same way, if the mind has gained the goal of inner freedom and joy, then the thoughts that arise in your mind can be discarded by you easily. If that goal is not there, an inspiring goal is not there, you will be bombarded by thoughts, and you have to act, but act not otherwise. You have to act. And therefore, bhava samshuddhi, hridaya samshuddhi. Here means bhava means hridaya. Hridaye samshuddhi. And samshuddhi means here, like this going on. Bhava samshuddhi iti. What is that? The attitude in your heart is not crooked or wicked. Vyavahara samaye, maya rahityam. The attitude towards others and objects and things in this world during the time of transaction with the world, there is no hidden agenda or crooked or wild, wicked attitude. So these are all considered as the discipline of the mind. Bhava samshuddhi means where you are not split. The mind is actually looking for something while speaking or interacting with a person, you are doing the opposite of it. So there is no split in yourself, in your mind. That is called ashuddhi, impurity. It is like externally wearing nice dress and not even taken a shower. Because so much of dirt and smell is coming out of your body. That is called ashuddhi. Inside you are dirty and externally you appear to be clean. In the same way, inside you have personal, egoistic, selfish desire. Externally you look like selfless. Or internally you are angry, upset. Externally you appear to be very calm and quiet. It is like if you see on a lake, a duck is moving, and if you see the duck swans very smooth under the water, you see it is really struggling to be on the afloat. In the same way, externally we look very calm and quiet, but internally there is so much of turmoil going on. That's why we say makeup. There are so many wrinkles, then you make up. Yeah. Foundation 1, 2, 3, 4. So one lady was putting a makeup. No, small little fellow came, son. Oh, Mom, what are you doing? Makeup. Why do you need to do it? I have to look beautiful. Oh, going for a party, I look beautiful. She went away. And then she got a call, the party is cancelled. So she started removing. The boy came up. So you gave up? You gave up on looking beautiful. So artificially, superficially, when we behave, that is not bhava samshuddhi. Bhava samshuddhi is where inside also you are pure and clean and straight, and outside also you behave in the same. There is no dichotomy there. Iti etat, these are all considered as manasam tapa uchyate. These are all disciplines of the mind. So manaprasada, placidness, saumyatvam, tranquility, maunam, silence, devoid of any agitation in your mind due to thoughts, and then atma vinigraha, ability to discard the thoughts at will. Bhava samshuddhihi, absence of dichotomy in your mind in terms of no split. Iti etat, these are all considered as manasam tapa uchyate. These are called discipline of the mind. So having spoken about these three things, that is vak, mana, kaya, kaya, vang, mana, sharira, tapas, sharirikam tapasa, tapaha, and then manasikam tapaha, vangmaya tapaha, vachikam. So here in this also there are three: sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. That is what Bhagavan Krishna brings in. Because he has to bring the Shraddha Traya, has to bring in everywhere. So here in the verse number 17, he says, Shraddhaya paraya taptam tapastatrividam naraihi apala kankshibir yuktaihi Satvikam parichakshate Shraddhaya paraya taptam tapastatrividam naraihi apala kankshibir yuktaihi Satvikam parichakshate. Satvikam tapaha. Tapas itself is neuter. Satvikam tapaha, trividam tapaha, three kinds of tapas. What are those? Kaya, vak, mana. These three kinds of tapas which is spoken are also considered as sattvic. When is that Satvikam parichakshate is considered or declared? When is it so? Naraihi apala kankshibir yuktaihi, naraihi by the people, apala kankshibir yuktaihi, without seeking a external result. Without seeking an external result, a person who performs, and then why should he do it? Paraya shraddhaya yuktaihi. Because of his faith. Faith in what? Paraya shraddhaya, the highest faith. So I have, at the beginning of this chapter itself, I have given you this point. When you believe in something, is for a temporary reason only. I believe, as I said, believing means you will be living. Merely belief does not take you to final relief. A temporary relief only. Trust is with respect to people whom you know out of experience. But faith is on something unknown. Shraddha, the word is to be used towards the unknown. In the unknown, when you have the complete belief, so to say, it is called faith. In the known, out of experience, when you have It is called trust. For a temporary reason, you have some amount of a belief, it is belief. So when you say, I believe in God, is that your goal? No. I believe in God so that God can give me whatever I want. That is belief. Temporary only. Because when you don't get it, you leave it. Isn't it? I've been doing puja to Hanumanji, nothing wo deta hai. So I changed it. Believe. Why? Because he doesn't give what you want. So when you are asking for a phala, looking for a result, and then engage in, that is not Shraddha. That is only a belief. Whereas Shraddhaya Paraya Aphala Kangshibihi, Aphala Akangshibihi, Akanksha desire, Ichcha. Aphala, no phala Ichcha. Phala Ichcha Rahita Shraddha. Without having a desire to get a result out of that, when a person is able to have a complete faith in something, because here in this Atma Vichar, जो है आत्मा ये आपके पास ही है, which is already there with you, and therefore to gaining Atman, you are not gaining anything at all actually. अरे बाबा इतना क्यों करते हो? Why should we do it? Because not doing makes you suffer. Our suffering is not because we did not have it. Our suffering is because we have forgotten it. It is like a person who is looking for a key or a glass or a reading glass. What do you know? What is a reading glass? The glass, when he says, can be this also a glass. Reading glass. Now they have to put this adjective, reading glass. While he was wearing it, sir, I'm looking for my reading glass with the glass I'm already wearing. Then what do you tell that person? You tell me. What are you looking for? Reading glass. How are you looking? Through the glass only. If I have forgotten that I'm wearing the glass and looking for the glass, will I ever find out? Tell me. How will you find out the so-called lost glass, reading glass, while you are wearing it? Until somebody says, you are already wearing it. Yes. Now what did you get? What did you get? What did you got? What is the phalam? What is the result? What is the prayojan? What is the result? Tell me. My search stops. Now thereafter I don't need to search for the glass. Why? I know it. So all the suffering related to the search, all the unhappiness related to search comes to an end the moment I know that what I am searching is already there. Therefore, apala kangshibihi yuktaihi paraya shraddhaya yuktaihi naraihi, by the person or the people who are with the greatest faith on the unknown which is one's own, gaining which one is complete, that incompleteness he feels and which is illusory, and therefore there is no real result out of it. With that understanding, a person does these three tapas, kaya, vak, mana. That is called sattvic. श्रद्धया परया तप्तं तपस्तत्त्रिविधं नरैः अपलाकाङ्क्षिभिर्युक्तैः सात्विकं परिचक्षते. That is called satvika tapas. So in the name of tapas, what is to be done as a tapas? In the name of tapas, one should not have the anxiety to gain anything out of it. That is why it is said, Mahapurushaha, when they engage in either kaya tapas or vak tapas or mana tapas, there is no anxiety at all because there is no real result they are looking for. They are already at home, at peace with themselves, at ease. Therefore, they do not have disease. Ease and disease. When you are not at ease, it's called disease. When you are at ease, that's why I like when I was in the national, NCC, when you have in the school, the best posture is stand at ease. Attention, there's tension there. Stand at ease. So this way Bhagavan has given us the insight into what that tapas should be. What is Shraddha? What is Satvika tapas? Then he will talk about Rajasika and Tamasika tapas. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschid Dukkhabhat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.